Mission 3, first task was about flow sequence, which I gave you last Sunday in the live session, right? That task I have given and the questions I have given. Now we'll go much deeper into the flow sequence. Now, what is flow sequence? It's a series of yoga poses, yoga asanas, which is linked smoothly and which has movement and breath both. If it is having breath, if it's lacking with breath, then there is no smooth movement. So these are the basic requirements. It should be smooth with movement and breath. So if you understand how the flow sequence should, the target of the flow sequence, then we will be understanding much better. It should be
Sorry,
with movement
Jignana,
and breath. Yes, Sonal?
is your voice is echoing because your other device, I think, both the device is having it's not one is not correct.
Okay, sorry. It was opening. Yeah, my cell now better. Okay.
Yes, now it's
So yoga poses is a series of yoga asanas together, which are linked smoothly and which has movement along with breath control. Okay. Now, what are the examples? For example, when we do Surya Namaskar, that is also a flow series of asanas are there, and Vinyasa flow, various flow sequence. Even nowadays, uh, Ashtangyo series. So that is also a flow. So many types of flow are coming into picture. So what are the biomechanics aspects of this? So biomechanically, if we see, a flow should be energy efficient and safe for joints. And then what aspects we need to look into it to gain that? It should be energy efficient and safe for joints. So what consideration, what aspects we need to look at it? There should be a joint integrity. There should be a proper muscle activation. We have learned about joints, skeletal system, muscles activation. There should be proper weight transfers efficiency, and at the end, breath coordination. And then it will be a energy efficient and safe for the joint. Okay. And what are the insights we need to be aware while doing that? While doing it, there should be a joint sequencing awareness, and also how the flow impacts the muscle load, muscle activation. For example, in joint sequencing awareness, if we take Tadasana to Uttanasana, we go down and then downward dog pose, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So in that, we need to consider how the weight is shifting. If we are standing in Tadasana, then major weight is distributed and it is on the heel side. From the heel, how it goes to the toes and then to the palms. So how the weight is distributed in this flow. We have to be aware of this. This is one aspect to look at it. Then how about the muscle load? For example, if we go to Warrior 2 to Trikonasana. Warrior 2 में knee bend होता है, right? In this way, knee is bent. And then we are extending the leg. So knee bends and knee extension. So along with the change in the joint position, to do that joint position, we require different muscular effort. So we need to be aware of that. So it is like shifting the weight also and shifting the muscle contraction, muscular effort also. And now, what are the applications? Some of the applications we have taken as an example. For example, if we have low back pain, we need to avoid while doing any in the flow, sudden lumbar flexion into whenever we do forward folds. Many people you must have seen telling back pain hai, to forward bending mat karo, right? But what in asanas we do, we take hip as an hinge, taking a spine neutral. What people say to avoid forward bending is from the trunk. From the trunk, if we bend it, that is we need to be careful. But what happens? Back pain है तो forward bending asanas नहीं करने हैं. You must have heard this thing. I can't bend, but while doing Uttanasana, while doing any forward fold, if we are doing it properly, if we must have done, we take hip as an hinge and keeping the spine neutral. तो spine muscles जो stabilizer से वही act करता है, and that is good for back pain. Core stabilizers, core activation होता है because we need to keep our spine neutral, and then from the hip we move. So that is a thing which in the flow we need to be careful, because अगर low back pain है और उसमें forward bending आसन्स है, we will not make student make do core. Flow में flow should be like a group of asanas covering various aspects. तो उसमें forward bending asanas भी होंगे. Even in Surya Namaskar we have forward bending asanas. Downward dog pose is forward bending asana. Inversion and forward bending. So, but wo forward bending is from your hip. Hip is bending. The spine is neutral, right? So instead, we have to engage core and hinge at hip. Understood? So you will not put any low back pain patient in the what we say flow just because forward bending is not allowed. So this is a practical application. Even such person, if modification is done, now they are bending from the hip as a hinge, hamstring tight है, so we have that knowledge that post adaptation हम लोग ने सीखा है. We have many things to adapt. Okay, we are learning that also. If we are bending from the hip as a hinge and making a spine neutral, what other factor will come into the picture? Hamstring tightness. So we are learning about that also. So how a low back pain person can't, why the low back pain, those people who are having that can't do forward bending. Even the orthopedic surgeon people, doctors says. Okay? So we need to be very much, if we have knowledge, we can integrate many things into a practice. For example, knee pain. Gymnastic. Now, in many times in a flow, we have lunge transitions, warrior में transitions, even in warrior नहीं है तो सूर्य नमस्कार में भी we have various transitions which involves the knee joint movement. Now, if we distribute our weight properly between the two knees, between the two legs, and how the place, if we know that, even the knee pain person can do flow with modification. So before this was the task number 1 regarding a flow sequence. Now, at the end, when we complete all the missions, we'll be doing flow sequence, integrating many aspects. Still in between, I have given this flow to know basics about the flow sequence.